Alright, just a regular kids show opening. You got mom making some cupcakes.
What is that? Over the years, I've learned a lot of things. Most of it worthless, like,
Did you know the guys from LMFAO, they're not friends, but that guy is his uncle and is a whole decade older. It makes that video where he shakes his balls in his face either more disturbing or hilarious.
Hey, come here, nephew. Unky Red Foo's gonna party rock with his cock!
Holy crap, this guy's like almost like 45.
Fuck, you're old.
Damn it, this video is not about LMFAO, though. Come back. The world is ready now. We're talking about what has stayed consistent in my rather poor education.
Canadians are weird.
It's true. Anything wrong being weird? No. Weird can be entertaining, like the last time I had to talk about a Canadian show. It involved George of the Jungle with vor and ass expansion. We're not getting into anything too weird, especially nowhere near that category, but still strange. I found a sort of recent, if you're like stuck in the past and consider 2015 recent, Canadian show called The Stanley Dynamic. So essentially take your basic Disney Channel, Nickelodeon tier, and I'm talking Ricky, Dickie, Nikki, and Dawn tier sitcom. You know, the ones with the multicams, the extreme home renovation like living rooms, the laugh track every few seconds of dialogue. But at one...
Laughing at explain shit, huh?
But I had one little itsy bitsy detail to set it apart. Make one of the main guys a Flash cartoon character. You know, just looking at this, it makes me think, maybe shit like Mary Poppins or Roger Rabbit, they might have been a mistake. Because not only did it inspire some rather enjoyable live action hybrids, you know, I enjoy me some Space Jam like any other common man, but it probably inspired this. Alright, maybe a bit too harsh. Let's at least look at the first episode. So the pilot episode is about our two main characters, Larry and Luke Stanley, going to their first day of high school, and their mother asks Larry, the fleshy normal one, to look out for his brother because he's been homeschooled for most of his life up until this point. Boy, I wonder why. Probably a good call on the mom's part. Imagine him in preschool. Those may look like some cute kids, but they would eat his ass alive once he hits the jungle gym. The first actual scene in this show, not counting the cold open, has one of the more trivial complaints I've seen in this type of show.
Mom? What are you doing?
Putting your names on your backpack so you won't lose them.
You can't put our names on stuff. Everyone will know what to rhyme their insults with.
I'm sure they aren't gonna go for anything else, like the mismatching Nike Air Puma FUBUs you're wearing, or I don't know, your brother's fucking two-dimensional. Yeah, that's the name on the backpack. Even then, I can't really think of any material to roast you for your name on your backpack. I could possibly see if your name was something weird, but it's Larry Stanley. Pretty generic sounding name. Like, what are these so-called bullies gonna bust out? The old I don't trust a guy with two first names gag? Then we're introduced to their father, who is an artist and a failure in all regards to the artistic medium. At least I think so.
All bark, no bite. It's about two small-town cops. One's a tree and one's a dog!
The father in this series serves as the ridiculous and zany authority figures, a contrast with their more reliable mother. And the majority of his screen time explores his struggle as an artist and his inability to have the slightest of good ideas. If I'm being honest, all these secondary characters in this series are a majority not that entertaining, and the most real fun is mostly subjugated whenever Luke is on screen or at school. Then we're taken into the actual school, and not a single kid gives a fuck that there's a kid that's a cartoon and stretching about. The only kid to really exemplify any sort of common sense is this black kid.
And a good day to you, sir.
The blackest shit I've ever seen. This nigga didn't ask no question or nothing. He just fucking left his shit and ran. Man's probably had an open book test next period. And Luke really ain't shit. Not a single person cares. I mean, look at this kid. Completely unfazed.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
You're supposed to ignore me.
If I ignore you, how will I be able to offer you membership to our exclusive club?
Really? You're offering me membership?
No! I just wanted to get your hopes up, so that when I rejected you, it would be, oh, so much sweeter.
Look at his face! This freaking Melvin destroyed his whole entire world!
Ah, so beautiful.
Whoa, you're...
The future Mr. Whatever your last name is.
No need to ask, he's
a smooth operator.
Then we get one of the weirdest moments of the episode.
Well, my heart is doing the exact same thing. You just can't tell because my twin brother got all the cartoon parts when the zygote split in our mother's womb.
You know, I'll give him props. The easier thing would have probably to forego the explanation and leave it unexplained. But I'll give him points for at least trying, I guess. But what is a cartoon part exactly? Why you got cartoon parts in your mom's womb? Why you got cartoon parts in your mom's cells? Speaking of the mother.
Meanwhile, 20 minutes later.
So Larry's desperately trying to impress this girl when she's clearly digging his superior brother. Face it, Larry, compared to Luke, you're nothing but a peon, and you're gonna live in his shadow. While trying to impress this girl, he runs into this black gentleman.
Nice shot. Allow me to return the favor. After school, be at the track by the bleachers.
I mean...
Don't be late.
You know what, Larry? I apologize. Maybe they will just beat your ass for no reason whatsoever. Like, look at this dude. He bumped into you because he wanted to kick your ass. I know the camera doesn't convey this, but this isn't like a crowded hallway. He could have easily taken a step to the left or right, but no. He wanted that smoke.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
His luck ain't even over there. So the rest of the episode is mainly about Larry being a chicken shit about this fight, knowing that he would brutally get owned. So Larry makes a conscious business decision and bails, leaving the football guy all confused.
You didn't show up yesterday.
If you really want to fight me, go ahead. Do your worst.
Why would I want to fight you?
You told me to meet you up by the bleachers after school.
For football tryouts. For a little guy, you pack a pretty good punch.
Oh, it turns out it was a big misunderstanding because he wanted him to join the football team. It's hilarious because he did the opposite of everyone's expectations, even though if you watch the full episode, it was telegraphed as shit. Also, nice recruiting method, buddy. Real eloquent. Really got your point across. Conveyed what a flyer could only dream to do.
After school, be at the track by the bleachers.
You know, I wasn't a football boy growing up. I was more of a basketball guy, and my knees have never felt better, by the way. But it's common knowledge that a coach or player on the roster would recruit someone, sometimes based on their physical features, like, in our case, height. Hey, you look like a tall, lanky freak. Come join the team. Makes sense, I guess. But in this instance, this guy's not physically imposing, and he based his aptitude for football purely on an unexpected run. Oh, who cares? This show's stupid. Though I will say, if you're gonna claim a roster spot on this football team based on a minor shove, I guess the bar for this school's football team sounds very low. Alright, if you have a heartbeat and a minor brainwave, you're on the team. Alright, ladies, drop down and give me one. Overall, this is just your cliche Disney sitcom level of children's television with one weird element thrown into it. Anything involving Luke is interesting, just seeing people interacting with him. For me, he is the best aspect of the series because the show really makes his actions really cartoony with how his limbs and body can morph and stretch however the hell he wants. I just love that frames like this exist. Though they use a shit ton of motion blur on them to the level where it hurts my eyes just looking at them. And again, anything involving the rest of the family is more missed than hit. The mom's only real entertaining moments happen mostly as the result of interacting with one other character, her creepy co-worker who looks like a bridge troll, and from the 3 episodes I saw him in, low-key probably wants to smash. And the father was just too over the top and ridiculous for me to really find him all that humorous. Though the moment in the first episode where he states that his art students only come for the food, so much so that they threaten violence, was oddly intimidating.
Well, go get him!
A pack of fucking savages. Oh, and their younger sibling doesn't add much. She fits the mold of these type of sitcoms where they have this little unfunny smartass. She really is the weakest, and the show for the majority of the episode doesn't really feature her all that much till like halfway, and then they introduce this conflict with her maybe wanting to switch schools. I don't know, is like boarding school an option? And the other main character, Larry, I just kind of felt was kind of whiny and annoying for a lot of moments. Contextually, it makes sense since it's his first day of school in this first episode. But he kind of keeps a similar level of annoyance through the rest of the series, and his actor I just found to be pretty bad, which I guess is par for the course for this type of show. The Stanley dynamic, in all honesty, is pretty shit. This show is not for me, and the reason I made this video is I love finding weird Canadian bullshit at like 3 in the morning and showing people it. Maybe I should do more of that, but for the many faults the Stanley dynamic has, I kind of will give it some praise for at least trying, albeit to rather poor results, for doing something interesting within this type of format. This is a cool idea and would like something like this, but a little more improved that's on a higher level than, I don't know, Son of Zor. Maybe that sci-fi show Happy is my answer. I haven't seen it. Basically what I'm getting at is, make all your shows like Out of Jimmy's Head, come on. LMFAO, Out of Jimmy's Head, Comeback Tour. Make it happen.